Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a War of Brothers campaign for you. Our first round is going to be the wheat fields, followed up by our second round of the forest stream. Both rounds are going to be on conquest. Before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description and get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Our regiments for today, on the CSA side, you have the 7th South Carolina, 7th Louisiana, 14th Tennessee, the Kentucky Orphans, Archers Brigade, Army of Northern Virginia, 20th Georgia, Midwest Brigade, and the 1st Ohio, whereas on the Union side, you have the 3rd United States Horse Artillery, 14th Indiana, 8th Connecticut, 1st Maryland, 5th New Hampshire, 65th Illinois, and the New York Volunteers. Now, 3rd USHA, pretty sure they balanced over to the CSA side, and if they did, I appreciate that to help with numbers. Speaking of numbers, server pop right now is 290. Inbalance is 3 towards the Union side. Artillery-wise, CSA have 12, Union have 6. And that's really going to help Union out there because right now we're at a 9 infantryman inbalance towards the Union side. Frontline reporters for today's fight. On the Union side, you got Pancake here from the 65th Illinois. And on the opposite side, you have Twista from the 7th Louisiana. Very appreciative of these guys to give us their frontline view alongside our overall spectator view. Now, conquest, for those of you who are watching for the first time and don't know, there's 3 points of contention. Each team is trying to capture a majority of flags. If you capture a majority of the flags, you start dealing a ticket drain on your opponent. If each flag has, or if each team has one flagpole capped, they negate each other. So that is the gist of conquest. You lose tickets if you're down flagpoles. Anyways, other rules with this event is the skirmishers move out at 45, which is when the round starts, which is why you already see guys out here in points captured already. Those skirmishers can cap points starting at the 42-minute mark. At that time, 42, infantry can start moving out, but they cannot start double-quicking and sprinting until the 40-minute mark. That is why we started a little later, as nothing much happens for those first few minutes. So, with that being said, co-commentating with me today, we have Hectic Young. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, I'm Hectic. I'm affiliated with Archers Brigade. I'm the adjutant. And yeah, I play War of Rights, as they all do. And we already have some action in it as 5th Corps is fucking shit up on Z Point.
Yeah, it's going crazy. That 5th Corps blob, if 5th Corps ever goes anywhere with a blob, it's a complete... yeah, good luck.
Yeah, like CSA strategy, we always have to account for 5th Corps blob, and that shit works, like as you see right here.
Yeah, the majority of the CSA went down to that middle B point to start the decap there. Union skirmishers did get A and B, and they've already started a 2 flagpole drop rate on the CSA, which is not good for... Oh my goodness, Union is going to get C point as well.
Oh yeah.
CSA's got to decap pretty quick, and they will.
A&V did not a very smart charge in my opinion. They had no support, and they all died.
Were they the ones that went on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, do you have any thoughts about strategy on this map or just conquest in general?
I think strategy, CSA were supposed to go to C point, and they just didn't. They didn't bring the flag with them, which really, yeah.
They got one, I think one flag. Archers Brigade's going deep in the woods. Oh, they don't have a flag.
Yeah. I'm watching my guys get killed, and they're getting killed.
By the choir of 8th Connecticut.
Yeah, one day we'll learn not to go solo, and we'll stick with other regiments. One day.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, when you just look at the regimental introduction alone, the Union has a lot less regiments on their team. On top of that, Union 5th Corps, as we mentioned, is basically a majority of the Union team. 8th Connecticut is still singing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But Union's got the 2 points. CSA has 1, so CSA is losing tickets right now. 1 flagpole's worth. But what a start already for Union. I mean, it's already more than half morale stage difference, and we've barely just started.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Both AB and A&V tried to pull a maneuver, it just did not work out for them.
And no, I mean, the whole Union team basically went to C, and the CSA is not even bothering A, which is lightly defended by Union. Imagine if, like, A and V and AB, they went to A instead of trying to go into C point. Not that they would know that Union's there, but just if you could think about the hypotheticals. Regardless of all that, CSA's pushing out through the open field. One CSA flag is down on C, so those guys can't respawn in the line. They got to spawn back at main, and that is bad for you. You got 14th Tennessee pushing up on this side, and 3rd Usha is dive bombing the point.
Oh fuck, there's more in the woods. Okay, alright, okay.
Fair enough. Yeah, I believe the strategy for CSA was to everyone go B or C. No one was instructed to go to A, which was a problem, as you see now.
Now, let's see. The nice part about seeing the strat sketch beforehand is you can kind of figure out what we're doing. Most of the time, I'm just guessing.
Oh yeah, 14 Tennessee. They're
charging in the
going
corn.
Yeah.
This corn blocks a lot of view.
Yes, it does. Looks like 3rd Usher will get the cap off, right? And NYV is not doing too much.
Yeah, it's a fascinating thing. Union tried to go for B. They're getting a little greedy right now. And CSA is kind of catching them off guard and picking them apart. Some Union will sneak through that corn. They're not going to be some 1st Maryland guys. But, yeah, 3rd Usher gets that decap, and that's really surprising. I mean, you're up 2-1 in flags. There's no reason for you to necessarily go for that 3rd point. I mean, Union got a little greedy, and they're kind of paying the price for it right now. Another thing is there's no bayonet till 30.
Looks like there's a fight at the T point, the T by C. Looks like both CSAs is funneling in more reinforcements. If they can get a bunch of people in, they can take the T, but I just don't think they can.
Yeah, Union's got a fair amount if they reinforce, but 8th Connecticut's kind of going off to the side.
Yeah.
But is 8th Connecticut going to try to go? Now, they don't have a Steam chat in this event, so it's not like the groups can communicate each other off the rip. They must not know CSA is right to their left. That has to be it. Because CSA is now going up and over that T point.
Kuba, get back here.
This is so weird. So, but Union gets C back eventually. Union's kind of acting like CSA is just not there.
Yeah, I mean, they did take the T. It's a good staging point, but I don't know if they can make a good maneuver. Because 5th Corps is blobbed up right here.
First away, stay together.
Actually, a lot of them died. A lot of them died. Not as many as I thought.
Oh, what a flank there. 8th Connecticut did pop off in the end.
Oh, yeah.
One flag is down, CSA flag. Getting those flags down is probably a first priority in these charges, so respawns can't happen. And it looks like Union, I think, it looked like
it's a mutual wipe, looks like.
Union flag down, CSA flag down. I see A and V tags here as well with another flag here. Yeah, it looks like a mutual wipe, but CSA will slightly win that. And more CSA pull up, that being 7th LA. And a little further down, you got TKO reforming. Fascinating.
Looks like we got some 8th Connecticut? No, they're just running in. Saying hi.
So, dang. That's a little unfortunate for 8th Connecticut there, but that's huge for CSA, the fact that they just did not notice you. And you were able to reform there, and then they came in later. But that's the fog of war.
Yep. On the bright side for 8th Connecticut, it really set back the CSA a minute for those respawns.
Yeah, it'll hold CSA up for a couple minutes. Luckily for CSA, though, they get those everyone gets 5-second respawns, but it's funny, that change happened how long ago? Like a year plus ago? I don't even know.
Yep.
I still act like it's a recent change.
I think I like the 5-second respawn. I think of it if, say we had the 5-second respawn initially and then they changed it to 10 seconds, I think people would be mad as hell.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's a positive change.
Yeah, I tend to disagree with it. I think it ruins sitting and shooting as a strategy as a whole. Just because if everyone can respawn their guys right back in, you can't shoot someone out of a position anymore. It's really hard to outshoot someone spawning in, or a group that's spawning someone in every 5 seconds.
That's true, that's true. I think it's just so much better for the player to be a player and just have 5 seconds instead of 10.
Right, that's very fair. Because, like, I mean, what? If it's 10 seconds spawns and you have 10 guys in the queue, that's 100 seconds you're waiting there to spawn back in when you're probably going to die within 20 seconds on spawning in. Compared to 5 seconds, which is 50 seconds. Still a while, but not incredibly long. There's pros and cons to each side. But
You know, Kramer. Everyone loves Kramer Boy Howdy. He sounds for say 31 charge. The problem is, I don't think CSA has enough guys to hurl at the massive V core over here and NYV.
yeah, that's the thing is with those 5-second respawns, everyone's getting back in really, really, really fast. It's always surprising even now. And so you really got to move quick. You can't give teams a break. And I know CSA kind of had to reform. They got beat pretty bad too, but here they go. Looks funny without the bayonets.
NWB, TKO, Midwest Brigade, everyone's going in. Ain't we even got 20th Georgia and 7th. We got everyone coming in. This is the endgame Marvel shit. I don't know. I don't
Union decap B. CSA is also at A, decapping it right now. Union skirmishers are trying to contest. Everything's happening.
Yeah, it looks like Union didn't really contest the C flag, like the physical flag that much.
I know, Union in the woods. First Maryland shifted over. There's some Union more to the south-southwest that are now starting to turn and shoot. But yeah, it looks like CSA is going to get a decap. But what is going on? Every flag's going to be decapped in a second.
Another Union flag goes down. It's killed by, I think, Zebi? That's... Looks like the previous Union flag got back up, but they still... Looks like NWV lost their flag.
Let's see. C's about to be decapped. Union tries to cap at B, it looks like, but you got a CSA group moving that way. Union do hold at A, and Union's going to get their flag back up. CSA is going to get B, and if CSA gets C, which if Union charges in, I don't think they're going to get C, but if they do charge in, the Union should take it. But if they don't, CSA will get a flagpole lead for the first time today.
Nice shot on that Union flag on B point.
Did Union try?
Let's see if they hit the second shot. Oh, J Money with that shot. He hits it. Alright, another one.
Serbians should try to body blocks for Storm.
Well, we can at least bring
Miss. Oh, it looks like the flag escapes.
And even if he died, it was closer to Union spawn, so we got in a good spot. But Union's still up a flagpole. CSA's having a really hard trying to cap. They had a hard time decapping at C as well. I mean, Union's just kind of surrounding the CSA and shooting at them, even though they got cover. It's like 8th Connecticut's trying to turn the flank and get some nice flanking shots.
Flag going down, but Boss Hog picks it up. I am fearful of the CSA position right now. First Maryland's going in, and 8th Connecticut too.
And no, Union should win this at C. And CSA drops into taking losses. Wow.
Yeah, First Maryland didn't even need 8th Connecticut to go in.
Yeah, that's a huge wipe there for Union, and it always seems that the side that spawns where Union did. Historically, CSA spawns there, but they're flipped spawns for this round. Whoever spawns on the north side of this map generally dominates. And I guess the map is biased that way. You can't argue buck and ball because I'm pretty sure each side has the same amount of buck and ball.
The buck and ball banned, actually.
Oh, never. Well, there we go. No one has buck and ball. That's my biggest gripe with Conquest and Contention is that it's random regiments, and so sometimes you'll get rounds where one side has more buck and ball than the other side. Generally, that's CSA having more buck and ball just because there's more CSA regiments with buck and ball compared to Union. If there's randomly selected, odds are CSA gets it more often. But
looks like there's a failed CSA attack on A. that they're sending the flag out of there.
Yeah, it looks like they might have ran to pick it up. I mean, they could go in. There's no Union there. Not that they would see that, but... Yeah, the Union at A tried to go at B right now, which, again, Union doesn't really need to do right now. They have over a morale stage lead. They don't need to get greedy right now. CSA needs to get a little greedy because they're in a terrible spot.
They need to cap A. A's like undefended. Absolutely no one.
Yep. Well, they need to play some Squid Games. And,
Yep, just throw everyone in there. Throw everyone in this game.
And third Usher's going to go down.
Action now.
Yeah, Union just left kind of A undefended. CSA hasn't really... I mean, they pushed it once this round and that got stopped, but third Usher's there with the flag too. CSA needs this badly. Union that did push down to B. The 6 New... it was 6 New... Oh, there they are. 6 New York and some 14th Indiana guys. They are turning. And they are going to try to stop third Usher.
Looks like 5th Corps Blob is still in C. They might be heading out, but still, if I was CSA, I needed to attack, like entrench myself in A and B. I think for the CSA strategy to win, or no, I don't think they can win at this point. To draw, hold B and A, and just send out like a small distraction force to hold B Corps at C point.
I mean, it's almost like the boy howdy rules almost. Like, it felt like Union's had the first flagpole till the 25-minute mark, and then now all the points have opened up and CSA have a chance to catch back up. Almost feels like it. Third Usher held with some TKO guys who I think are spawning in on that flag, so fascinating. So CSA is going to get A. Yeah, a win for them is not... There's not good chances for them to get a win. Pretty low, but they could definitely draw. First Maryland at the Corn is going to get 7 South Carolina and get one of those CSA flags. Meanwhile, deeper in the woods, you have a smaller CSA force. 14th Tennessee is probably just going around trying to harass, maybe see if Union won't see them and get a decap. They don't have a flag with them. Never mind, Union sees them.
Uh-oh.
I just scrolled back to see, and there's First Maryland just sitting right there, aiming that direction. So, thankfully for Union, though, they've had a really strong start, so they can afford to relax now and kind of figure things out. But, ooh, what an arty shot.
Uh-oh. MWB and First Maryland are going to cut into each other in the Corn. And
I think MWB saw that down flag and they were going to go for it.
Yep. The problem is that MW is massively outnumbered.
And Union will appreciate those kills. They do get the flag out. They do. Zen got it.
Yes, they do.
But some more CSA are going deeper into the woods. That being A and V for the most part.
I don't know. I feel like at this point it's a fool's errand to try to get C especially by yourself.
Yeah, it's like similar to what we're saying with Union. CSA has 2 points. They don't need to go for C right now. Union's going to take a point if they try to go to C. They're going to be spread too thin. And speaking of taking another point, I think it's 8th Connecticut. They are dive bombing into the B point. 7th LA MWB's here.
Mm-hmm. I do think CSA will hold just off reinforcements being closer at hand, but we'll see.
Yeah, as of now, Union slightly prevail. They also have more reinforcements moving down from C, and if you notice, if you zoom out, the whole Union team at C is moving down right as the whole CSA team is about to collapse on the point. That's funny timing. Union might, though...
Yeah.
Might just be giving up C and trying to go for B and A. I'm gonna guess. We'll see, though. A couple Union guys stayed back at C. Valiant warriors of D Company of 1st Maryland.
Got a flag over here.
And they get slaughtered to a man.
So CSA, they're not going to get a counterattack phase, but they'll be up. Oh, the Union's turning back from B. They're heading up to C.
Yep. On the bright side, A&V is getting reinforcements in AB and 14th, so they have a good chance to hold, I think. Especially if not, all the Union could go back. Because it only looks like 1st Maryland.
That timing is really funny. So those 5th Corps guys push up into the corn. Some
Looks
Union
like
are charging at A.
And on the A point, TKO is trying to fend off 5th Corps.
They're not going to win.
Everyone else except off.
No.
Shot off.
CSA outnumbers here, and these Union guys that win it, they trickle. I also don't think they have a flag.
No, they don't. Their flag's on the ground.
So we saw 1st Maryland in the corn. You also got the NYV, in particular 6 New York. I don't know how many 88th guys are with them, but they are pushing up to the C point as well. Union's starting to shoot some shots in C, but CSA is going to continue that ticket drain on the Union.
Only a matter of time until 1st Maryland collapses. They took the T point, and CSA is just spread out on the really spread out on the C point.
They are. Some are starting to pull back a little bit.
Uh-oh, 20th Georgia may not be surviving too much longer.
There's a couple CSA skirmishers that could probably try to go for B.
You guys know what a shooting
Yeah.
super is? That's what we're about to do to the CSA.
1st Maryland rotated into the woods to the
5
to the
seconds, boys.
southwest,
Quick,
and they're
5 seconds.
facing up 20th Georgia, and 20th Georgia does not have the men to face them.
Call out checks when you're ready. Check. Check. All right, moving on, moving fast. Let's go.
And they're going to go in.
Hopefully those 2 officers will get a couple kills, but they are toast.
Clear him out, boys. Nice shot.
Behind us.
Hold, boys.
Hopefully the rest of the CSA hears that, but I just don't think they did.
Facing north, facing north.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah, no, 20th Georgia need to send someone off to alert their friend. South Carolina is looking off towards where that charge just happened, so looks like they
The problem
know
is
they're
they're
there.
not telling families.
CSA charging
So-
in on B. That's a huge charge in, and they're going to cap that point. A counterattack's going to begin. So a counterattack, Union's going to have 3 minutes to decap or neutralize 2 points, or they can neutralize and cap 1 point to end the counterattack. But during that counterattack phase, CSA is going to be dealing 3 flagpoles worth of damage on the Union side. So the CSA at C need to aggressively hold. A and V pushes out towards the Union holding there, and they're getting shot up. Union also collapsing in from the corn side. They're collapsing in from every side, and Archer's brigade is going to die.
Yep. We love crouching in Archer's Brigade.
No
I
comment.
don't know why. If I lead, I tell my guys to not crouch. But yeah, I know why they don't crouch in this game.
Yep. For those of you who don't know, it's when you're standing up and you die, you lose 1 ticket for your team. If you're crouching, by a lot of people, it's 3 tickets because you're in skirmishing. Skirmishing is also when you're by 2 other people standing up, and then on a line is 5 times when you're all by yourself. So Union's going to be losing 3 flagpoles worth of tickets right now, and that rate is going to drop pretty fast. And normally, if the gold timer goes to 0, then the CSA would win, but Union's won at C, and they're going to raise that flag back up, and they'll be fine. Now, even though they've decapped the point, CSA is still dealing 3 flagpoles worth of damage.
Looks like the second wave of attacks is coming in on A point, and I still think Union's not gonna win. They don't have a flag with them, even though they have 3 officers. 4 officers.
Yeah, they're just feeding tickets to CSA right now. CSA is about to drop into breaking. And if Union wants to win this point back, they got to send a sizable force and force the CSA out and then retake it. You can't decap a point while the enemy team is still just right there.
I agree. I either think they either have to focus on it or just completely give up on it. No in-betweens. In-betweens will just suck for tickets.
Unless there's nobody there, but GSA's got someone there. So Union Bar looked like it didn't go down a lot, but for some reason at the start of morale stages, the bars don't move down at all. It's like the bar is longer than what we see. So Union will start dropping through the bar pretty fast. So anyways, good counterattack for CSA. 7th LA is running to their death. I think they tried to get on the rocks first, but 6 New York got there in the open field by C, and that's a wipe.
Yes, that is. On the bright side, USA is not pushing B, which they should, because CSA reinforcements are still running.
That's the problem for Union, is that the 5th Corps blob is trying to stick together, but because CSA's splitting up into like 3 different groups, and they're going after each of the points. 5th Corps is kind of blobbing up, and 5th Corps is not losing any charges, but the problem is that since they're blobbing up, CSA is just outmaneuvering them and getting the points now, and so they're starting to catch back up on tickets.
Yep.
And Union, there's enough time in that clock for things to be a draw or a CSA win, so Union still's got to make a move on A or B, which I do think you could have 5th Corps stay back at C. I think NYV should go in with those guys that are dive bombing at A, because they'll win if they do that. Or at least it'll be a lot closer if they do that.
I agree. That is a good idea. It's that's really hard to communicate. It's like impossible to communicate that.
Yeah, I can imagine that. No steam chat at all.
In front of us, south, charging.
So
Inside.
that group that went to A, the 3 regiments, they're going there again. 6 Kentucky, part of TKO, is circling around. I think they're trying to get Union Arty. But a couple of groups have left that. More CSA are making their way through the open field to C. 3rd USHA and some 14th Tennessee guys are heading that way right now.
Oh, amazing shot. CSA artillery shot onto NYV.
What a fuse
that
time.
was dead accurate.
It's because I saw it hit in the distance and I'm like, oh, that hasn't gone off yet.
I think, who shot it? Let's see.
You're behind the rock, boys. Behind the rock.
Oh, didn't cover. Back up. I'm sorry. Am I in the way? I'll move.
It might have been Sergeant Citadel. His guns pointed that direction.
We'll give him the credit. So, meanwhile, circulating to A, Union actually looks like they have a shot, especially since they have the flag, but look how spread out they are. They need to not snake that. Some CSA are at the edge of the corn at C. They're being charged out, but A's about to get spicy. It might be a little closer than what we've seen normally. CSA now see him due to the flag.
Yeah, flag in the
They're close.
Which they're keeping that flag back.
Could be a decoy,
And they're just kind of going straight for a decap.
Just shoot them as they go on the point. Just shoot them as they go on the point. Don't charge them.
Let them know decoys.
Don't charge them. Just shoot them in. Every time they put someone on the point, that's one less person.
Get him, Chopper. Get him.
And Union's actually making a push towards B. They're keeping guys at C, which is a good idea.
Yeah, there's not enough CSA to even distract Union at C, let alone take it. And yeah.
A&V's trying to feel
However,
some-
tickets have really evened out past 10 minutes.
You know, that's what happens when you let the team down, get a bunch, or get those flag advantage, which should be gone in a second or so, as 8th Connecticut is going to get that decap at B. I don't think they have a flag near them. Their flag actually retreated back to C. But a decap is still nice for Union, just because it'll at least stop the bleeding. At A,
Decap at A.
yeah, they got it.
Happening.
And they're going to try to raise it too. Try.
If the USA gets this triple cap off, even for like a minute, that seals CSA. Take it. It seals CSA's fate.
Union doesn't have a flag at B though. So, I mean, yeah, even if they get 2 flag pulls, that's huge. Third Usher's charging it at A, and now TKO on the opposite side is going to collapse.
You're a bitch, you're a bitch, you're dead, motherfucker, you're dead too, you're dead too. You want some, fuck you.
The USA's losing tickets to the flag drop right now. And Union is going to hold that. Nice hold from Union. That's, oh my goodness, Union's going to start the triple cap. They did it. You were right. They brought that flag back down. Where's CSA
I think
at?
Even if they get it up, all 3 points for like 30 seconds, a minute, that's still CSA.
I don't know.
CSA's done after this.
I don't know if CSA is going to be able to stop this. They have no one at C. The guys at B, it's going to take them a minute or so to get down there. Union's weakest at A right now. I mean, they have... Oh, they stopped capping at A. Oh, where'd their flag go at A? Oh, the Union ran their flag way out of bounds at A.
Oh.
Well, they'll get 2 cap at least, which will be good enough. And I mean, like you said, if they hold this even for like a minute or 2, that's CSA's gonna be near last stand.
Looks like decoys and TKO will get onto A, and will likely take it, but even so, don't know. CSA can come back.
I don't know if CSA can come back at this point. They're too close to last stand.
Yeah.
They gotta cap points. What? 8th Connecticut's like running up the hill towards CSA spawn, and A and V kind of cut them off. And 8th Connecticut just does not care, and they keep running. Yeah, no, CSA's got to cap 2 points and have that stay like that for the rest of the round while not taking any casualties.
Mm-hmm.
And that ain't going to happen, so...
Yeah. One thing I'll say is, statistically, the CSA does not win this campaign. I think CSA's only won, in this season, won twice, while Union has won 11 times. So statistically, it is not a CSA-friendly campaign.
If you were to show me the list of the regiments at the beginning of this, I would not be surprised. 5th Corps brings so many guys and they play with each other so often that they work together really well, and as we mentioned, they can just blob up and kind of do what they want. So when you have 5th Corps being one side with like 3rd USHA and 5th New Hampshire there as well versus everyone else, it's going to be very, very difficult for that other side to do well.
Yep. On the bright side, CSA does take B. It looks like they actually beat out 8th Connecticut, which is kind of surprising. I did not think they would do, and they're coming back. 8th Connecticut's coming back.
It's only a few of them going down from the top of the hill.
Yep.
I mean, CSA just simply outnumbered them there. But, yeah, no, it's not... I don't know. At least that would be my opinion on it. If you would want to make it necessarily more fair, at least with each side winning more evenly, maybe split up 5th Corps, but that probably is... I understand why people don't want to do that, at least in 5th Corps.
Yeah, totally understand.
So, CSA hit last stand. Now, this campaign, whoever controls the flags at the end of the round does matter for board purposes. So that's why they're still going to try to contest it. And I mean, at this point, if you're CSA, I would just hunker down on B and A and just try to hold Union off as long as possible.
Agree.
That's all you can do. So,
ironically, this is the opposite in Boy Howdy. I think in Boy Howdy, USA does not win.
well,
when I played Boy Howdy on the USA, I got balanced over, or AB got balanced. It was, let's just say, communication was bad. We were trying to talk to a brigade. I'm not going to name them. They were talking about Pokemon while we're trying to discuss how to capture the flag.
I don't know, maybe there's Pokemon battles at the point of contention instead of
maybe
factual
they're
fighting.
that probably be...
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'd rather take that than fighting 5th Corps because doesn't often work out.
Yeah, 5th Corps doesn't, outside of 65th Illinois and 14th Indiana, they don't play in Boy Howdy.
Hey Rambo, you can't kill, bro. You're not allowed to kill, bro.
So Union collapses on B. They're going to decap and raise that. CSA can't respawn anymore, which they have a couple guys, I think, trying to go for C, but that's not going to do much there. A lot of CSA guys still up top by their artillery, and the few infantry guys that are here looks like they're trying to go to C, which I don't know why they would do that. I mean, try to defend B and A at least, or just go, at this point, just go to A. Because by them going to C, it could delay this whole thing along and Union could get all 3 points. And that would not be good for CSA campaign.
No, it won't. However, we will see if CSA can get some nice arty shots on B point.
That's true. Or as they're crossing to A.
Over the wall, boys. Full sprint.
Nice and proud.
You're welcome, brothers.
So Union gets B. CSA got a couple going to B. A and B, some AB guys as well.
We have a conga line of Union coming to A point.
Well, I don't know. I think CSA could win this, you know, only outnumbered, what, 3-1? Definitely possible.
Put a minigun at the corn and just spray down the Union. Who
Exactly.
Are just in one line.
It's that easy.
Agree.
I think there's a skill issue from the CSA there. They should get better at the game.
Mm-hmm.
We got some fighting at B and C. A and V and AB are trying to get a decap/cap. 65th and 14th Indiana are trying to stop that. And it looks like they will. Meanwhile at C. See, I don't... So, depending on the flags, right? How many you have up, that matters at the end. I don't know why 20th and some 7th LA guys are trying to, like, hunker down at C. I feel like if you're CSA at this point, you just want to die. So that Union can't get B and A, and then they have a huge thing for the campaign board. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't look at the campaign board too much.
I mean, if you're saying that the Union side is winning that much, I don't necessarily blame you, per se. I know that stuff can be complicated as heck, though.
Yeah. I don't know any of the rules. I just like look at it like once a couple weeks ago, and that's it.
It's like the... I want to look this up to make sure, but one of the campaigns I watched, their documents, it was like a 60, 70 page thing. The text was really big on it, but I'm like, holy crap.
Keep it up, boys. Keep it up.
Seems like a lot. So if Union holds this for the next 2 minutes and 40 seconds, they'll win. Or they can kill everyone on the CSA team except for, I think it's 3 or 4 guys, and then they'll finish the round. But
these arty boys better load canister.
anyways, what's your thoughts for the round, Hector?
I think that Union just systematically beat the CSA. Just no fancy maneuvers, just systematically won. They made all the right decisions. No like insane mind-loading like highlight reel. They just made. They didn't make any terrible decisions. I guess that's how they won.
I know. I mean, it seems to be a trend because CSA has a lot more Why are the CSA already running away? I think they're trying to go decap a point, but I think CSA is trying to beat the Union by acting independently as regiments and going out. I mean, we saw CSA at points able to outmaneuver Union a few times and able to get a majority of the points, but that's not going to last long. And that's what we kind of saw this round. We'll see what happens next round, but I really think a lot of these CSA groups got to be like, okay, we got to be a hive mentality and just kind of go together and move together. I mean, you see how well the 5th Corps blob works. If CSA blobs up and counters them like that, maybe it could work. Sure, if you blob up, you'll just be running around the field nonstop as a big blob, going to points, trying to decap and cap. But what's this right now for CSA is not working. And based on you saying that the CSA has only won twice versus the Union 11 times, definitely not worked. So something has to change. It's insanity otherwise. So, good first round nonetheless. We will see you all shortly here for round number 2. Look at those casualties, though. Here we are with round number 2. Forest Stream server pop right now is 270. Inbalance is perfect. Artillery-wise, though, CSA have 11, Union have 6. So the Union has 5 more guys infantry-wise than the CSA. Remember, the skirmishers can move out at 45. They can start capping points at 42. At 42 as well, the infantry can move out, but they cannot double quick or sprint until the 40-minute mark, which is, again, why we started a little late. No bayonets until 30. But CSA have capped the C point, the middle point of this map. At least I would consider it that. They got there first. The Union skirmishers, they capped B, their safe point, and CSA is capping the A point right now as a safe point. So CSA is going to get the advantage, and this map, I would say, is CSA bias. Anyways, Hectic, you got any thoughts about this map?
Not for now. We'll look at the strat sketch, and we'll see what the CSA is up to.
Yeah, 20th Georgia, I think they're the skirmishers. They just killed the 65th Illinois. 65th Illinois still doesn't know they're shooting and killing them from behind.
Don't let him pick up this flag.
Interesting. Alright, so it looks like CSA has a defend everywhere. It looks like the CSA just like 2 or 3 companies are at C and 2 or 3 are on the right side of A, and they're just trying to defend like a line going from A to C, kinda. They're not even. B is just way too hard to cap. Like the A for Union 2.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, that makes sense. As long as CSA, in my opinion, puts a little more on C, which it looks like they are, but oh, good start for CSA. 20th Georgia got one of the Union flags, 65th Illinois. But this is the start that CSA needed.
Actually,
Yes.
Adam definitely.
Union on the brick wall at C.
Yeah, the whole Union team moved out from the... I mean, they have a couple groups sitting back towards B. Because generally how Conquest is played, 6 New York is the one staying back at B or NYV. But generally, you will see... In my opinion, if I were leading a Conquest side, I would capture my safe point, keep like 5 guys there, or maybe a smaller regiment, send the rest to the middle point, and then send a smaller group to harass that safe point of the opponent. That's the gist of how I would do that.
Looks like USA is going for a 5th Corps train to C. Looking on the left side of C. East side.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Look how spread out CSA is.
Oh, yeah.
Union's just going to blob. This is a CSA bias map. I mean, CSA got to the points first, but Union definitely has plenty of opportunities to try and get that center point back to their favor. So
I just don't know if A and V and AD have seen 5th Corps. The officer are looking that way, though, so maybe they did. The problem is it's really reaction time, which I don't know. There are 5th Corps and TKO are already fighting it out.
yeah, also CSA was kind of holding far back. It kind of makes sense, but by them holding back, they just let Union roll up and get that stone wall.
Oh, yeah.
CSA should have gone down where 20th Georgia is right now. Not a whole lot of cover there, but it at least prevents Union from getting on that stone wall. 20th Georgia is going to get a nice little flank. These poor 5th New Hampshire guys.
Oh, yeah. They're...
Oh, maybe not.
And now they're dead.
We're here with you, boys. We're here with you. Form right here. Form right here. Form right
A and V actually circle around with 20th Georgia, and they're going to try to squeeze them in. If you ever command in War of Rights, you know that each side has similar numbers. If you're ever in a pincer like the Union is right now, punch out on one of the sides. Because CSA and Union roughly have the same amount of guys here. I think Union slightly outnumbers CSA. Besides the point. CSA split up. They have similar numbers to Union here. That means they're weak on both flanks. Punch out on one of the sides if you want to leave your spot. Assuming things are going bad, which I don't think they're going bad for Union. Also, it's funny, where A and V in 20th Georgia is in 7th South Carolina, they have the little creek, or the little waterway going down into the Antietam Creek. I like how it flows really fast on top of where CSA is standing, and then it hits the Antietam Creek, and it just, there's just a line. The current goes completely different on that line.
I love it. Yes.
Perfect game.
However, when Georgia brings down 5th Corps flag,
I didn't.
Interesting. The CSA defensive line at A has kind of shifted downward towards C, and right as I look at that, 5th Corps is breaking out.
oh yeah.
And they are just sweeping through the CSA here. So, good response here from 5th Corps. You know what's actually interesting? That little creek, or that little waterway that goes down through the sea point, if you follow it up the hill, there's no, like, starting point for it. I mean, there's a starting point for the water, but it's not like there's a little pond on top. It's just water starts going down the hill.
I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
So, I mean, I'm going to briefly look at that. Yeah, if you just follow the waterway up the hill towards the A point, it just starts out of nowhere. And it's like, what the heck?
Yep, I'm here. It's coming from a bush or a rock.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know they did that. But anyways, 5th Corps pushed through. Archers Brigade. Poor Archers Brigade. They
We'll
are
see.
walking into them. Oh. I don't know if they see him. Oh, they see him now and they're shooting.
Oh yeah, they see him now.
You know, but the thing is that 5th Corps is kind of having a tour around the C point. They're not going at it. I don't know if they're trying to go up to A, but the longer 5th Corps kind of takes with this, Union is taking a fair amount of ticket loss right now, which maybe we're about to see something. 8th Connecticut is going towards 20th Georgia. I don't think they see him, though. Those bushes kind of conceal you a lot. Now they do.
Get it.
Hey, run!
And 20th Georgia gets wiped. And that's a down CSA flag. That's the thing is... Oh, now they're going for the point. Oh, they neutralized it already. Holy cow. They must have started that a little while ago.
Yeah, CSA over here was way too split up. That's just how the cookie crumbles. How they lose.
Blah, blah, blah. It's almost... But 5th Corps should, well, they're not capping it actually. I mean, CSA are on the other side, and they should get a good amount of kills if Union decides to go out there. 5th Corps is kind of playing this a little passive. More than what I would necessarily have. Oh, there they go with the flag.
Oh, there we go.
I need to stop talking because they start doing stuff right as I say something. President Malone spawns in on the C point.
Yeah, you have A&V, AB, and Midwest Brigade shooting at the point. I don't know if they'll get it up. They should. It's not an easy shot at this range.
They'll get it up eventually.
One goes down.
Which, I like that 5th Corps isn't blobbing on the point with a lot of guys. Because you'll see teams do that a lot with the opponent still encircling, and you'll just get completely shot up, and then they'll eventually charge in. On the southeast side, AB, A, and V is charging into 65th and 14th Indiana, who have kind of been sitting out here for a while, waiting for maybe a surprise moment. But CSA win that. And Union any second now is about to drop into engage. Some CSA are moving down from A, trying to maybe get behind the Union. That's the thing. CSA is still trying to play this game of spread out. They're outmaneuvering CSA, but if 5th Corps, literally, 5th Corps gets any more aggressive, CSA is going to be gone in an instant. And they're starting to turn their attention to A and V and AB.
Oh, yeah. They have a thick line facing them. If I was CSA, I would make a fighting retreat back to friendlies, aka Midwest, and group up from there. But That's not happening. We all know.
CSA's trying to decap. CSA, unironically, should do the Napoleon strategy. Wherever 5th Corps is, run away. In Conquest, like seriously, if the CSA kind of stayed off of C, they kept a couple guys there to kind of keep 5th Corps occupied. But if they sent most of these guys towards B, they could win B. That could be a thing that could work too. And A and V and AB are being charged though. Let's see here. By 1st Maryland and 14th Indiana, 5th New Hampshire, 65th Illinois. Yeah, I mean, that's
Why is CSA flag running in? Oh no, don't do that.
Corn Pop, run away.
Run away.
Yeah, but that's CSA campaign. That's the two ways you play this. You either blob up as a team and just work together and stick together, or if you see 5th Corps going to a point, go fight over the other 2 points. Don't even bother with them. Just make it a big running game. Make 5th Corps move a lot. Because 5th Corps...
bring that up. I'm a forward.
Well, I don't know if it'll work, but this ain't working.
But as we know, it's not working right now. Whatever they're doing, it's not working right now.
14th Tennessee is going in on 8th Connecticut. Now you got 7th LA going in. I mean, if CSA also hits from a lot of sides at the same time against 5th Corps when they're split up, like that was beautiful from CSA. They just wiped that part. 8th Connecticut. They need to get that flag down though, which it is.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't know.
That was not easy to communicate.
That exactly too. Like, that's the beautiful part about what CSA did there is that you can't communicate that. It just has to kind of fall into place.
Looks like CSA is trying to decap. See though, they have 2 flags going in.
It'll be double the cap rate.
Fuck it.
So they might get that on C. I mean, CSA has kind of got guys all around the point right now. 5th Corps got their flag back.
On the east side, CSA is in strength, but they're not working together. Like 20th is just running off. 3rd US is in the middle, and A, B, A, and B are still remustering after that defeat. They're just not working together.
Yeah, and that, I mean, that's just the systematic advantage that 5th Corps has, is that they like to blob up and play together. And so that's going to work really well for them in an event where they have less regiments on their team. They like playing with each other, like blobbing up, so they don't have to communicate as much because they're just kind of sticking together. And they can communicate easily if they want to. Whereas CSA, if they want to do anything as a team, they're so spread out that it's going to take them a while to organize something. And so groups just kind of go off and do their own thing, and it's really difficult. So I think, what was that there? 3rd Usha's dive bombing onto C, whereas A and V is now trying to point blank engage 1st Maryland, which tickets are now evened up overall. CSA engaged. They do get the decap. And it looks like they're not going to try to cap, especially since 1st Maryland, more 1st Maryland and 8th Connecticut rolled up on the point. So the 6th New York, is NYV still over here? They are. Oh, these poor guys. Maybe not poor, I don't know. Have you ever had to sit back and just kind of defend a point? Defend the safe point?
Yes.
Is that boring, or is it fun? Or okay?
It is not fun. you always do like, like a cap got decap, we should probably go. But I was like, no, we gotta stay here though. Get that dilemma, and it's not fun.
Yeah.
Sitting around.
It's like the moment you leave too, probably gets decapped behind you or something like that.
Oh, 110%.
It's so funny. So, Union's starting to retake C. Looks like 3rd Usha's dive bombing the points. Some 8th Connecticut guys are charging where TKO and 14th are at. So Union gets C point back. 20 minutes in, and surprisingly, tickets aren't that far down for each side.
However, it looks like
Falling back.
Midwest and 7th LA are looking to get Cap B. They're shifting up right now.
NYV thanks them for starting some action at B.
I agree.
Nice shot.
Hold your fire,
Nice
South
shot.
LA.
Good shot. Was that Diggy?
Get your reloads if you don't have it, South LA.
They're on the snake. We are over on the battle line.
But that's the thing, right? I assume that 7th LA and Midwest. Actually, they were probably defending A. I'm guessing that's why they're going off to B. I haven't seen them yet at C. Anyways, east side of the map. 1st Maryland, 65th Illinois, 14th and 5th New Hampshire hit AB, and they're falling back. You know, it's very impressive. Oh my goodness, mass charging on the southwest side of C as well.
Let's see. Let's see.
CSA looks like they have numbers. Union's retreating. You know, I will say, one thing consistently that I've seen, at least from this event, is everyone's keeping their flags up. And I guess when you play Conquest every week, you need to keep your flags up to at least have a fighting chance. And so, it's not like pubs where I watched a contention match and one side loses their flags at the beginning of the round and then they never have their flags again. It's sad to watch.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, because what'll happen, right, is you'll play a contention round, right? The round will start. Let's say CSA gets the advantage point, because that's what happens most of the time. CSA will go on the point and they'll defend it, and Union will kind of probe around it with their flag. And with their flags, right? And they'll wait and have a shootout with the CSA for like 4 or 5 minutes. But by that point, CSA is about to fully cap the point, so then Union charges in. The problem is, though, is that CSA has an entrenched defensive position, and so they win and knock all Union flags down. So what happens is Union flags get knocked down, next point gets chosen because CSA wins. CSA goes off to the next point. In the meanwhile, Union either goes to the next point without flags or has to spend time going back to that original point to get flags. And then that cycle I just mentioned repeats. So it's a mess. It's very lopsided, that mode in pubs. Anyways, at C point, CSA got the decap. They're starting to cap it up, but 5th Corps just kind of blobbed up and charged in the open field. 3rd Usher's trying to charge out. You see TKO sitting back. 3rd Usher's charging in. There's a little difference here.
We love it.
Now 7th South Carolina is going in at 20th. TKO still sitting back. Again, either group is not necessarily correct, but they've got to do the same thing. In War of Rights, you will, especially in pubs, you will learn that it is much better to have everyone agree to a bad plan than everyone do their own good plan. Because, I mean, as we see now, tonight anyways, and as I've seen a lot of other matches, if one team like blobs up a little more, the odds that they win is significantly higher.
Yep. And I don't think CSA will make a good plan, but it's even though. It's surprisingly even though it feels like USA has been steamrolling.
Yep, and that's just because CSA was able to get C and A, and they were able to hold it off while we waited for Union to show up. And CSA has been able to play the cap game. That's the thing. 5th Corps kind of been moving slow. They haven't been able to wipe down CSA flags, and that's a big part of why CSA is still kind of lingering around here. And that's huge props to CSA for, you know, fighting over the flags. I will say, unlike the previous map, which is a lot smaller, it feels like the points are much more separate on this map than the previous map, and that could be another thing as well. But yeah, CSA not losing their flags has really kept them in this match.
I don't want to be
They might get this cap. Some Union are pushing out into the open. Have they pushed B yet?
A&V's going in, and also 5th Corps too.
Everyone loves the C point.
Oh yeah. A&V just does not have the numbers though. TKO's coming in, okay.
And they get C. So they're going to start
Will they
catching
hold
back
it?
up.
Will they hold it though is that question, and we all know the answer.
Here comes 5th Corps Blob, at least on the south side of the C point. They're also going up center. We saw them there. They're holding there, and they're getting respawns.
I will say, most of First Maryland is like sitting back, which is really good for CSA right now.
Yeah, 5th Corps just ran around and just kept running around these points. It wasn't reforming up so well. They could probably steamroll through CSA, but I mean, Union's not losing, and they're definitely winning as of now. So, I mean, they're in a fine spot as well.
There's still a bunch directly west of us.
Left after me.
Here, pull back a little bit, Abe. Pull back. Abe, pull back. Abe, pull back.
Get out of here, let's get out of here.
So, looks like 8th Connecticut fell back on the north side of the Sea Point. 5th Corps is pushing up that side as well. 1st Maryland in the center. They're not going for that cap point yet. Granted, there are a couple CSA guys there on the point. CSA probably has enough guys to shoot them down. Northwest side, 5th Corps is pushing into 7th LA, who's here, and they're going to get sadly wiped.
He's okay, he'll be fine.
Yep.
Bellface on his hard. Bellface, oh shit. Brace.
Shit. I was just standing next to them. Like, what the fuck?
And they've actually sent a couple guys out through that Sea Point. I will say that's another good thing is that, at least for this round, not so much last round, is people aren't blobbing up on the points with their whole team. When you just push your whole team and blob up on the point, everyone that's defending the point is just going to shoot you down. Why are these 3rd Usher guys trying to charge the center 1st Maryland guys?
I have no clue, but they have bullets in their skulls now.
So, west side now, that the group that swung around the 1st Maryland guys. Looks like D Company. And see some C Company guys as well.
Ooh,
They're
Kramer.
charging into TKO. They might not. They don't have a flag. They're probably not going to win.
No, MW Midwest is strong over here. If Midwest really sees how few USA are here, they could wipe these guys.
If
I think
only they could
first
see.
Maryland's being overconfident from their victories. They're
Opposite
just
side.
mass charging. Yeah,
Here comes a big old charge.
Keep going, boys, keep going.
and Maryland dies on the southwest side. Got overconfident.
But they win on, or they're winning on the opposite side, or they've dealt a fair amount of damage. It's so hard to see what's going on in the woods.
Oh yeah.
Imagine what
Hey,
it's.
Connecticut south side. Looks like they're doing not too bad. Woods is really hard to see through though.
Yeah, it's close. CSA is going to hold that, though. Both sides are taking losses at the same time. Union are trickling out some more guys to decap C. And that 1st Maryland group that we saw wiped. Actually, it's 65th, 14th Indiana going around the side that we saw those 1st Maryland guys get wiped. But CSA do hold. Union's about to get that decap, though. This round is really looking like it's going to get a draw. Although, 5th Corps, this is probably the closest they've got to wiping the CSA at C.
How many flaming flags do you boys?
I see like one, I think.
Vax, on me, let's go. Vax, on me, let's go. Vax, come on.
Okay.
Actually, a couple Union guys are going to A right now.
Oh, okay.
There's some CSA there already. 7th LA, they're just going through. They don't see 6 New York. Oh, do they? Ah, they do.
Straight northwest.
Ah, they got caught.
Northwest.
I like the attempt from 6 New York. I really like that
Me
idea.
too.
And
I
actually,
did.
I thought there was maybe RD at A. Last time I watched this map, some guy set up RD. I think it was 5th Alabama guys. Dirt, the RD guy.
Yeah, I remember that. I think
Yeah, I think they had a gun there. That was pretty funny.
it was. I don't know where they are now. There are already, but I don't see them.
Yeah, I mean, they're off to the northwest north. So, 7th LA is chasing those 6 New York guys. Further west of A, 5th New Hampshire's going around now to try and do that, which that would be huge for Union. That's another thing. Yeah, no, that'd be huge for Union. I mean, it might cause CSA to overreact, and when CSA is acting kind of more independently, what's going to happen is you might have each group being like, well, I don't know if my friendly groups are going to get it or retake the point, so I'm going to run back and get it. And if all the CSA starts doing that, CSA is going to be not fighting on the rest of the field, and that's really good for Union side. Anyways, 8th Connecticut's getting up and close with the Midwest Brigade, who I was going to say is the last group for CSA on C, but A and V and AB are on the other side. They've spawned back in and have showed up again. Midwest Brigade's trying to charge, but they're not going to win.
As much as I love my guys and their officers, the obviously big problem is they're sitting and shooting way too far away, and they're not doing anything.
Sitting and shooting will not get you your goals in this game. It will never get you. Maybe if you want to win the game, like on Hill's counterattack, if you're CSA, if you want to sit and shoot the whole round and cap the point, you can win that way. But that's like a 1% of cases where sitting and shooting will work. 99% of the time, shooting will not get you what you want. If you're reforming or you're trying to figure out a new plan, those are acceptable times, in my opinion, to sit and shoot. But outside of that, I think you should be moving and trying to get in the action. But the problem for CSA is if they want to, I don't know, it's hard for CSA. Just
it is, yeah.
It's so hard to communicate with the amount of regiments they have. We're putting a little handicap on the CSA. They automatically get a additional morale stage.
I agree. I think we should do that.
At the start of the round, Union must F9 until they're engaged, and then we'll start. Yeah. Kidding. No, but that just, I mean, Union's just doing a really good job. So, CSA, they've got to change something up. They've got to change something up.
It looks like A and V, AB are shifting up to the south. If they can get a nice flank on these 8th Connecticut guys to the south, that would be big.
They have even, if not more, numbers than them.
They do.
Look at AB sitting back, A and V's pushing in. 8th Connecticut is also pushing towards the CSA guys. A and V's going to get a nice little volley. I don't know. It looks like they missed a good amount of those shots, though.
Yeah, the A and V is just not in a very good defensible position. Dude.
They probably overshot a little bit. Also, I mean, the trees act as a shield. Here comes AB. It gets into Union's favor by about a fourth of a stage. Union flag bearer already gave up running into the water.
Now, I think they could. 8th Connecticut could win that. They had a chance at least.
Yeah, I think if that flag would... I mean, that flag could have spawned 3-4 more guys. Maybe not. I guess it's better safe than sorry with the flag. So, that flag will despawn in 15 to 20 seconds versus the 5 minutes if it would have stayed in land. So, I think it's better to be safe than sorry, so I don't mind that decision. However, it looks like the CSA
finally won that.
Have won at
it's
sea.
a self-fight, but we'll say it's a CSA victory. We'll say it's a CSA victory.
Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Looks like the Union that were at C kind of went towards A. I don't know if they're trying to go for A.
Absolutely, relatively no one's on C anymore. Like everyone left or died. So,
this is probably the most silent C has been since the start of the round. But where is 1st Maryland going to go? They are going to A. So it looks like not a bad idea. You got some CSA here. They're going to see 5th Corps though. 14th Tennessee is where 5th Corps is running into right now. 3rd Usher's behind, but only a couple guys there. Hello.
I'm gonna touch you in your butthole, decoy!
Hey, yo, Irish! I think Irish said that anyway. Anyways, Union breached through that pretty quickly. They do get... Is that it? Yeah, one CSA flag down. CSA's almost into breaking.
But the 3rd Usher gets a nice flank on 5th Corps, but they just don't have the numbers to back it up.
If I had a group of 5 or 6 guys, I would not do... I don't know how many they have there. But if I had a group of 5 or 6 guys at any point, I would try to find friendlies.
Yes, but no one does that.
Maybe they were trying to do that. I don't know. I'll give them benefit of the doubt, but I'll see like the EU events where they like want people in formation, like double rank and stuff like that. I can't stand, because sometimes you'll get these 5 to 6 man groups that'll just go off and do their own thing, and it's like you're just throwing away tickets for your team. You're not doing anything. So, I mean, what, you got First Ohio with 5 guys crouching, whereas First Maryland ran by them. Now you got Midwest Brigade. I think it's, yep, they're trying to hold on the point.
However, CSC is getting C point, and I think they will take it because there's almost no Union at C. At least not enough.
Yep. That's the thing, those 8th Connecticut guys, I mean, they have to spawn main, and they got to trek across the map. And they don't have their flags, so those guys are going to die, and they can't. They can't respawn in the battlefield. They got to spawn back at main. Anyways, some CSA are engaging at B. First Maryland won at A. So at least for the moment, CSA will steal some tickets. It's 20th Georgia and 7th South Carolina. They're engaging with 8th Connecticut. Oh my goodness, I forgot that they had the flag in the water, so they have it back right now. I am stupid. Never mind. 8th Connecticut's great.
That's what I'm talking about. 8th Connecticut invoked anime and God.
Yeah. So, CSA for a moment probably thought, we're actually going to win this. Maybe catch back up. Maybe not win, but force this to be a draw, but Union just decapped A. So, not a good move from First Maryland, per se. And maybe they thought they weren't having good chances at C. Maybe they saw 8th Connecticut getting wiped. But they were like, well, we'll just leave and go to A. They probably don't have A that defended, and they were right.
Come back and see. Killer's on a mission. And Killer dies.
A&V knows. Yeah, I mean, you've got a couple of Union guys here at C, but their flag just got knocked down, and the rest of A and V guys there should get that. CSA is collapsing in on A from main spawns, and also guys that were going to B, and First Maryland is just leaving it right away. They don't want it.
Honestly,
I don't blame them. They're probably going to go back to C.
Yep.
And CSA is going to follow. Oh, never mind. Oh, is TKO going to keep going? They are. TKO's got nice uniforms. Are they first Texas?
Yeah, they're pulling back. They're heading towards C.
5th Texas. The Texas uniforms look really nice. The tan-ish color. I don't know. I think it looks good. Maybe I'm just used to seeing different colored uniforms. Like for Union, the dark blue. It's like when I see a light blue or a green, I'm like, that looks good.
I agree. I think all the specialty units like sharpshooters, legions, cavalry, they look really good because they probably just stand out more.
Yep. They do look good indeed. Anyways, TKO's heading down to C. First Maryland slamming into a couple CSA guys who are now dead.
A&V is crashing into First Maryland, and they're not going to win. Sadly, there's no CSA on C. Which...
If there were betting odds in War of Rights for will 5th Corps lose a charge?
Yeah.
That's what we need, gambling and War of Rights. So, TKO, oh my goodness, they hit behind First Maryland, and I think First Maryland got caught off guard. That flag's going to be huge.
Ooh, TKO with the... I agree, that's a really nice charge.
They have enough guys, they got to get them. Flag goes down for First Maryland, pick back up. It's trying to run to the point where the only remaining guys for First Maryland are. And it's running right into CSA lines now. And it dies.
We love it. We love it. We love it.
That's well done there from TKO. I mean, A and V, I don't know if there are other CSA groups there, but they took the blunt of that. But TKO, that was a huge wipe from behind. I mean, you get that flag down. It can't be picked up for the rest of the... Or, sorry. It'll despawn in 5 minutes, and if the Union lets it despawn, it'll basically be out of action for the rest of the time. However, here comes the other part. of the CSA or USA side, 5th Corps. You got 8th Connecticut. This round's going to be a draw.
Yep. It felt very USA like. It felt like the USA was winning because they won their charges, all their charges, but the tickets were dead even throughout the game.
Yep. I mean, huge props to CSA for keeping their flags up and being able to stay in the fight. That's why the tickets were close, is because 5th Corps could never fully defeat the CSA. And that's really just them keeping their flags up. I mean, CSA was losing charges left and right, but they were able to get the flags up, reform, and get back in the fight. And
Agree.
they were able to get this draw. Unfortunately, not a win for them, but a draw, I assume, is better than a loss.
Oh yeah, we'll take a draw in War Brothers is basically a win for CSA.
And so 8th Connecticut backs off. They're hunkering down on the B point. I think they're trying to not lose tickets so that they don't hit breaking, but 4 minutes, it's going to knock you down being down the flagpole. So, or maybe they're just trying to reform with friendlies.
Yeah, it looks like for the rest of the game, C point is CSA. CSA has all 3 sides, and there's no union.
Man, they got some groups up. 65th, 14th Indiana, and 5th New Hampshire are all grouping up with 8th, or at least 8th Connecticut's running through. Union has a gun up here, looking down towards C. I've never seen Union put a gun here.
They must have hauled it for ages.
I wonder when they got that gun there. I feel a little bad. Oh, 20th Georgia, bye-bye. There were 4 or 5 guys there just ran right into the Union line.
Flag, flag, flag. I want you to be mine again.
So there goes Union into breaking. 3 minutes left until this is over. And it's going to be a draw. Wow.
Agreed. On the bright side, CSA has finally gotten into a blob at East Side.
Yeah, I know.
Like 5 days ago. Finally happened.
They did it. But, yeah, do you, any thoughts with this round in general as things start to close out here?
I agree that CSA, even when they were defeated, they always got back up. They never gave up. They tried for the end, and here, a draw is as good as a win for CSA. CSA does not win. And it looks like CSA is mass charging. I think, fuck it. I mean, left, might as well do it.
Union's actually going to A as well with a sizable force. Union's going to get A. But, yeah, here comes the first blob charge in CSA history.
Hey, Indian!
You missed, you pussy. Push it.
We got the momentum! We got the momentum! Let's go!
Boys, they said never charge a pill. Never charge a pill, me boys. They said never charge a pill, and they charged a pill.
You got a small penis. Yes, you do. Come here, you blue belly. Come here.
Cover your back!
And they were pushing through. Union's falling back. But yeah, Union's going to get A in a second. Well, yeah, no. Good 2 rounds, I say, tonight.
I agree.
CSA's
First round, Union played exceptionally, I think. And CSA definitely put up a good fight, but it just was not enough. Like, the blob plus the map not being a little more USA biased, I'd say, it put CSA got slapped.
Yeah, no. The first round, CSA played a lot better round 2 than round 1. CSA keeping those flags up, I think, is the biggest difference between the rounds. And part of that is just kind of how the map's laid out and how Union decided to go about things. But, you know, I think CSA's got to either blob up like 5th Corps is, or they just need to fight on the 2 points where 5th Corps is not at and maybe keep a small force to harass 5th Corps. Because, at least based on what you're saying, if we want CSA to win a lot more, they've got to change something up. But anyways,
And also,
charge AB. Yeah, what were you going to say?
maybe. Part of it is the rule set. CSA has a much better chance of winning on the Wednesday and Saturday Ghost of Antietam events, and it's all the same people. CSA wins a lot more. It's a lot more even. It's like
Interesting. I mean, this is Conquest only compared to GOA that probably does a lot more skirmish, I assume. But
yeah.
anyways, with that all being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon. We're going to get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do and advertise the regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord merch, X, Instagram, TikTok, and more, all in the description. Regardless, I appreciate you all. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night, and we will see you in the next one. Have a good night.